Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be showing you how to embroider on plush bath towels. Now you may recall not too long ago I embroidered the kids' names on some striped beach towels, and I put those in the upstairs guest bath so that when they all come home for a weekend they know whose towel's who and we're not getting a new towel out every single day. And it was a really cute look for the summer. I love it. It worked out great. The kids thought it was cute. But I think for the cooler weather, we want some warmer, plusher towels, and I just wanted to change the overall look of the guest bath. So I thought I would do something a little bit different, a little bit more plush, and I came up with this. So we're gonna do blue and gray towels. I need 4 of them for my kids and their spouses. So we are going to use this. This is the Magnolia font from Itch to Stitch, and I love how it turned out. So I still need to do 2 more of them, and we're going to be doing those. Now I got these towels, if you're interested in these particular towels, I got these from Walmart. These are the Better Homes and Garden towels, and they're really nice weight, and they embroidered really, really nicely. Again, the font is from Itch to Stitch, and it's called Magnolia Sky. So without further ado, let's flip over here to the Ricoma. I'm going to have everything linked in the description below, so don't try to worry about whether you've got everything covered. But we're going to switch over here. I'm going to show you how I designed the files, upload them into the Ricoma, and we'll get started stitching. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to use a mighty hoop. I will have this linked in the description below, but this is an 8x13 mighty hoop, and this makes hooping towels and bulky things really, really easy. Now this is a super strong magnetic frame, so be very careful because you can clip your fingers and it doesn't feel good. So the first thing I'm going to do is open my hoop, and I kind of like to use the grid on my mat. I find this helps a lot when I'm doing embroidery. And I line up the center with a center line on my mat. So I know the 13 inch is the center, and let's go, move it up. So the 9 and the 13 is my center point. So right here is my center point. That being said, the first thing I'm going to do is take a piece of tearaway stabilizer, and again, I'll link this in the description below, and I'm going to place that down. All right, so now I know the 9 and the 13. So I can go 13 and the 9 is my center point. So this is my target area for my towel. Now, I'm going to use this towel, and I want to embroider up here in the center of the towel. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my towel and fold it in half lengthwise, just like so. And that establishes my center point. Now, I'm going to, without moving my hoop or the stabilizer, trying to hold that still, I'm going to line this part of the towel up with the top edge of my design, or of my hoop. So that's right there, and I'm going to line that fold line up with that center line right there. So again, I'm looking at the 13-inch line. The 13-inch line, I know the towel's straight, my hoop is straight, and this is where I'm aiming for, and I'm using this as a guideline along the towel top. All right, now I'm going to very carefully open it up, not moving my hoop or my stabilizer again. And there are easier ways to do this, I'm sure, but this is the method that I use, and it's worked well so far. So I've got it all straightened out here. And again, I can kind of feel where my hoop is and see that that's straight. So now what I'm going to do, and some people don't like to hoop their topping. I like to hoop the topping because otherwise it can get bunched up and it just creates a lot of chaos. So I would rather just use a little bit of extra topping and go ahead and hoop that. So I am using a piece of water-soluble stabilizer, and that's going to keep the nap of the towel down so that the stitches can set on the top. So I've got that into place just like I want it. And the beauty of this mighty hoop is watch how easy this is to hoop the whole thing. So now I am perfectly centered where I need to be. Now one last step I'm going to take is using a fabric marker. I am going to once again kind of mark my center point, and I'm using these dots on the outer part of the frame to line up the center. That looks good. So I know right there's my target point for the center. So let's jump over to the machine. So now that we have designed our image in Chroma and we've put it on the flash drive, we need to put it on the machine. So the first thing we need to do before we can do anything is unlock the machine. And it's asking us if we want to. We say yes. And now we need to go retrieve our design from the flash drive. So we're going to go File. The image is on the flash drive, so we're going to click the flash drive. We're going to look for our file called Maggie right there. That's it. Now we need to take it from the flash drive and save it to the machine. So we're going to click the machine. So now let's go grab it on the machine, and it's usually the last one right there, and we're going to click OK. Ta-da! There is our image. So we are using our 8 by 13 inch mighty hoop. So we need to tell the machine that that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go into Design Set. We're going to go down to our hoops. And we're going to choose Other because I am using an 8 by 13 hoop and that's not one of the presets. So I'm going to hit Other and hit OK. So now it's centering itself up. So now we need to rotate our design. We are putting the towel in upside down. So I need to make the image upside down. So I'm going to go into this image rotation button, this one with all the F's right here. And we want the F to be totally upside down. So we are going to use this button right here. So if I were to take if I had it this way and it was going right side up, I want to flip it over, the F would be upside down. So that's the one we want. And we're going to hit OK. The next thing we need to do, we're going to hit Escape. We're done with that part, is choose our color. I'm going to use this gray color of thread that is in slot number 2. So we're going to hit the colors, and there's only one color in this design. So in slot number 1, I'm going to put the number 2, which is my gray. And we're going to click OK. Perfect. So now we're all set. We need to add our design and then trace it and make sure that it's going to fit. So I have my mighty hoop, I have my towel hoop, and like I said, this is the end of the towel, so we want the name to be upside down because we want it to face the correct way when it's hanging, like that. So the image is upside down. So we need to put the mighty hoop in. You always want to put so the holes are facing you. And I'm just going to slip it into place right under these clips until it clips into place just like so and just like so. Now, one thing you want to make sure that you do, first of all, I'm going to take the weight of the towel and just stick it on the shelf down below so that it's not pulling against my design. The second thing you want to do is make sure that this towel, the excess, is not underneath so that you don't tack it down. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. Just pull this up. I have some large clips. You could use binder clips, whatever you want, but I'm just going to kind of roll this up so that I make sure it doesn't accidentally go down underneath and get stitched to the towel. So I'm just going to clip those up, making sure that they're out of the way from the head. So I've got that out of the way. I think we're good there. And then I'm going to take the side, and I'm actually just going to use another clip and clip it on the sides so that I don't have to worry about that getting pushed underneath and getting stitched down. So again, we've got our water soluble on the top, we've got our towel, and we've got tearaway on the bottom. The next thing we need to do is trace our design. So we're going to lock our machine. It's asking us if we're sure we want to do that. We're going to hit OK. And then I'm going to go up to this needle and I'm going to go to number 1. So that's going to center my design right where needle number 1 is. So let's hit escape. And I need to line needle number 1 up with that crosshair that we just made. So here, let me turn this light on. I don't know if that'll make it better or worse. So there's our crosshair. I'm trying to line up needle number 1 with that crosshair. So I need to move the frame that way. So I'm going to hit the arrow that way. Remember, we put other, so it doesn't know what hoop we have in here to be able to center it up. So I'm going to pull this down and look. I still need to go that way a little bit. And I need to push the frame back. So I'm going to hit the up arrow. Now I'm right in the center of my design with needle number 1. So let's go ahead and lock the machine. Hit OK. And then we're going to trace it using this button right here. And I'm just making sure that that needle head, that presser foot is not going to hit the frame. It's going to fit. Everything looks to be really good. And it's going to end up right back there in the center. So all that's left to do is to start stitching. So we're going to go ahead and hit start. One thing I forgot to mention is that I have the machine set at 960 stitches per minute. It's going to speed up and slow down according to what it needs to do to be able to get the best stitch, but the maximum speed it's going to go is 960. This machine stitches up to 1,000 stitches per minute, which is pretty incredible. So let's keep going. All right, and we're done. So all we have to do is go ahead. I'm going to take my clips off, remove. How fantastic is that? All right, so let me show you how to remove the topping, and this is such an easy project. So here we are at our work table. We're just going to carefully remove our hoop. Again, watch for pinching fingers. And this topping will just drip away, just like so. You want to make sure that you get the topping right there in the middle of the letters, and usually if you just kind of rub on it, even if you use this, it'll kind of pick it up. And you can just easily remove that in the middle of the letters. There's one right there, right there. Anything that you can't get out will come out in the laundry or with some water. Like that. There's one in there. All right, so once you have that done, we put this away so you don't accidentally magnetize something. We're gonna flip it over and you just easily tear your tearaway away. And again, anything that doesn't come out will come out in the wash, but you can get these big pieces pretty easily. I like to use tearaway on the towels because you don't want that rough cutaway when you're trying to dry off. So that's our finished towel for Maggie. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's a really fun idea for holidays, for newlyweds, for housewarming gifts. Just a really easy project to do, and it packs a lot of punch. I'm using them in my guest bath for when the kids come home so that everybody knows whose towel is whose, but you could use them for just about any occasion. I have everything I use linked in the description below the video. If you have a single needle embroidery machine, you can still make these. When I made the striped set, I made those with my single needle. If you are interested in the multi-needle machine I have, that's linked in the description below the video as well. Most of the links are affiliate links. If you use those, that helps support my channel, and for that, I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. Never stop making. See ya. Bye-bye.